All right, Roxy, let's talk. So you are a nurse, you're a mom, you do some good stuff with like health and wellness. Talk to me about that. Like how does that look? Was it day look like for you, or how'd you get that process started?
Sure, yeah. So I've been a registered nurse for over 10 years and working bedside, um I've been I saw a pattern in the hospital. A lot of the conditions that we treat are lifestyle related. Um, but no one is really teaching people how to change their habits long term. We just kind of put a band-aid on them and fix whatever they came in for and they're off, and then a lot of times they come back with the same thing because they don't know how to change like their lifestyle. So especially like diabetics, um, hypertension, like just preventable diseases that could be managed with lifestyle. So like nutrition and like exercising.
Yeah,
A lot of those things could be prevented. Um, so that's what led me into nurse health coaching. So it's a field in nursing. It's like a holistic approach. Um, and I've kind of like my specialty or my focus right now is mainly on women's health. So like building strength, improving their metabolism, and creating like sustainable habits that stick. And it's not just like short term; it's
yeah.
for long term results.
So how
And
does
then I've
that work with like women? Like, is it still a thing as much as it used to be, where like they're scared to lift weights? Is that a thing or?
I think it is, and that's where I was when I first started
Oh, okay.
out. Yeah, so I've been lifting weights for about 10, 11 years now. I used to be a big runner. I was always just like not eating and just running and doing a bunch of cardio and um, just learning through the process. It's just crazy where I am now because now I eat a lot more, but I can still like maintain a healthy weight and I look a lot better. I'm not just like a stick. I have like definition, and it's just I'm 42 now, so like starting in my 30s I feel it like really helped with like my hormones, and it just helped with my overall health. And like muscle is like longevity. Muscle, it's a organ, and it helps us regulate our insulin. It helps us, it's like our health insurance,
Yeah,
it's
yeah,
like our longevity. So that's what I try to like help teach women, because I think a lot of women are afraid to step into the gym and like lift weights because they think they're going to get bulky or
right.
but it actually takes a lot of work to
Yeah.
get big like that. But
Like what turned the page? Like what made you decide, oh, I'm gonna like you were running before, what made you start like lifting weights? Because if you weren't big, like, well, I'm fine running, why would I lift weights? Like what made you kind of start that process?
yeah, I wanted to build, like I wanted to have a butt, and like not just be like so skinny, and just like I said, have like definition and like curves and stuff like that.
Yeah,
And so I started like just focusing more on like nutrition and like juicing and just giving my body like what it needs, because like I used to just like starve myself
yeah,
and like think like that was the way to like not eat and do a bunch of cardio and stuff. But it was actually going against my metabolism. But now I realize like how important like carbs are, especially like around training. That's what gives you the energy to like get through workouts and stuff. So it's been a whole mind thing
yeah,
with me too, because I'm like, oh, I don't, I
right,
think carbs are like the enemy, but now it's like they're not. They're like
right.
really helpful for like weightlifting and like,
Yeah.
any type of like endurance training and stuff like that.
So with like this nursing health coaching, like is it like hospital based? Is it like an insurance based? Like how does someone like get some access to something like this? I think it sounds like it's very important. Like you said before, you're in the hospital, these people, okay, let's give you a little shot, you're out of here because, diabetes or whatever. Like how does someone get like coaching from someone like you?
So right now, some insurance pay for it, but a lot of them don't.
Hmm.
So I think it's going to start becoming hopefully more like known, and insurance companies will see how like helpful it is.
Right.
Because the nurse health coaching, it's not just like a regular, health coach. We focus on like the whole person. So it's like kind of getting to know like their habits, so like their sleeping, their energy, um getting to know like the whole person, like mind, body, spirit, and kind of like building a foundation, um to kind of like figure out what the habits are that people have that they can't like change, like so currently right now it's kind of like out of pocket.
Hmm.
So, but hopefully, I'm hoping like one day it'll be more paid for by insurance companies, because it's preventable, um,
Right. Yeah, I mean,
helping
yeah.
to prevent and help
Right.
people kind of like diabetes can be reversed if if they catch it
Right.
early and
Right.
if they eat right and exercise.
Yeah.
So things like that.
I think it's cool to know that it's reversible or curable or whatever you want to call it if you have the right interventions, right? So that's cool to know.
Right, exactly.
Do you have like people maybe who are younger who are getting this stuff now, or like do you see, is that a trend, like younger people are getting this metabolic syndrome or diabetes or whatever?
Oh yeah, I see it like all ages.
Yeah.
Yeah,
What's
I
can you
do.
say what's
Yeah.
the youngest you've seen?
Um, like 20,
Oh wow.
19.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's very young. And then now when they see someone like you, are they like, oh no, she just has like good genetics or whatever, or she must run a lot, like like how does that ever happen or
Um, I feel people do kind of blame it on like their genetics or like their family history and stuff, but it's just our food system. It's just the way that our advertising, the companies are so good at advertising like the junk food and everything like that. I think that over the years it's just gotten worse and worse, and people lean more into like fast food and like convenience and um stuff like that. So a lot of my coaching is focused on like nutrition and getting people to meal prep and getting them a solid foundation of like, just eating like your getting a lot of getting your protein in, and then your carbs and
yeah,
your veggies, and keeping it simple without it being like overwhelming,
yeah,
and just kind of educating them on the food system and like how processed foods,
yeah.
there's so many chemicals and stuff that are in there.
Yeah,
And
that must be pretty hard because I know like lately I've started watching more TV. So if you're watching like sports or whatever, they
mhm.
show all these fast food things. And it's almost like you can't escape it because now I see it in the TV. It's telling me to eat this nice burger or whatever. And then I'm driving. And if I drive anywhere where, roughly where we all live, you just see it around you. Like, do you have like advice on what you can do? Because if you're watching TV, you're driving to work, you just see this stuff. Like what, how do you even avoid it? That's all we're being fed, information wise. Like how do you avoid it? How you not you watch TV and you go on a drive and how's Roxy not fed by this?
um so just educating myself on like the food system and like the genetically modified ingredients, and um just all the chemicals that are in our food, and I just kind of think like, well, am I going to benefit from this kind of food? Like, how is it going to affect my performance and like things like that? And I know for the younger people, it's really hard to grasp. But I kind of just think of like the long end goal and like my future, and just how just feeding yourself like fast food and things that are processed and stuff. I just think of like the long term and like what that will do to my body and what it'll do to
Yeah.
like my that's how people get diabetes and
I guess
spikes in their
I guess it's
insulin
easier
and
for
stuff
you
like
because
that.
you see it, you see these people, they're this way, so you're like, all right, well, you're reminded of it, of what that stuff does to you. But how do you do it? Does Roxy make food for her husband and kid? Like, how do you guys do all this? Is it, how does it work if you don't, have you always had this teamwork? Have you not? Like, how does that work?
um we've always like cooked together,
Oh, cool.
so that's been helpful. My husband's actually vegetarian, so it gets a little complicated with that because it's like I have to kind of make like a vegetarian and then I eat meat. So then, and I'm trying to get my protein in and everything. So I kind of just try to make it um where everybody like, because I'm always already making the potatoes or the rice and then the veggies, and then I'll just throw like beans or lentils or something in for him, and then I'll have like, for me and my son we'll have like the meat and
Got
stuff.
it.
So
Okay,
yeah,
go ahead.
yeah, so I always like dedicate a day or two out of the week to just like meal prep, and it makes life so much easier.
Yeah, you don't
You
like.
don't have to think about it.
Right, right. Because when you're thinking about it, you're like, oh
It's
crap,
just like I
we
already
should grab
have my meal in
McDonald's.
there.
Right. Yeah, that's good.
That's where you fell. Yeah, that's where people fell, is like they don't have anything prepared, and so they look for convenience, um and then they kind of, usually it's like something more unhealthy than if you have like something already prepared and ready to go.
Yeah, I think that's a good point. Like, yeah, it's not so much that whatever, it's just like if your food's not ready, you just go for what's easier. Your body's probably stressed out or whatever it is, or you just like, I'll just grab this from Starbucks or whatever. How is it? Is
Right.
there a challenge? I mean, your son's recently like an adult. Was there a challenge before to like get him to eat healthy, or was it something that you've kind of ingrained, for the last 10 years? Where do you see how that works? Because sometimes you have like a mom is like, oh, my kid doesn't like that. How do you like show them, how to not be like that?
So since he was little, he just always ate like what we had. Like I never made him anything special, like, oh, you're gonna have chicken nuggets and like French fries, like something kid friendly. I always just fed him like what we were having.
Yeah.
And so he was just used to that. What I regret is letting him eat school lunch. So when he
Oh,
was
sure.
in like middle school, like
Yeah.
beginning of high school, I would pack him a lunch, but then I was finding out that he was like not even eating it because they were giving away free lunches at school. And so all his friends were eating the school lunches. And then that's where I saw a pattern of him starting to eat unhealthy.
Wow.
Um, so it hasn't been easy with him,
Mhm.
but I just hope that he just feeds off of what I'm doing and like what I'm eating, and he knows, but it's just he's a teenager. He still kind of opts for like,
Yeah.
he likes to take his girlfriend out to eat and like they get fast food and stuff. So yeah, but I'm sure in the long run when he matures a little bit more, he'll eat healthier, and I hope that I just ingrain that in him.
Yeah, it seems like you have, if you start in MJ. I like what you said about like not making different foods for your children. They should just eat, what you eat, and that's how you like create that habit. I think it's hard at first, but if you see the end, like while you're doing those things, then it makes it easier to
Yeah,
prepare these foods. So
yeah.
what are some like I'm in a blank slate. I don't know where to start. Like, how should I start this process? Do I throw everything out of my cabinets? How do I start this? Or do I just go on a run? Like, what are some things you think are good for people to start with?
That's a great question. So yeah, actually, in my coaching, I do give like um, some. handouts and stuff on like how to do like a pantry clean out.
Oh, wow. Okay.
And so yeah, you actually do like go in there and get rid of stuff that isn't going to do you any good, like the processed
Yeah.
stuff. But really, if someone's like overwhelmed and like they don't know where to start, it's just start simple. Just start with lifting, exercising 3 to 4 times a week, prioritizing protein at every meal. Just move your body daily, whether that either if that's just walking or whatever it is that you enjoy doing. Just moving your body and feeding it what it needs. So just moving and nutrition, like exercise and nutrition, I think are the foundations to building any type of lifestyle change.
Yeah. Yeah. I like that.
And then just staying, it doesn't have to be perfect, but just staying consistent.
Yes.
So consistency with the basics is like key to success and
Yeah.
what creates real results over time.
No, I like that. Makes sense. I think people get so overwhelmed by this thing. Like, do I cut this out? Do I add this? Do I add this? Just pick one or two things. Add protein, making sure you eat protein. Move your body, like you said, right? I think that's so cool to do that. Now, are you like
Yeah,
pretty fit now? Does Roxy train 6 days a week? Does she train 7 days a week? Does Roxy eat perfect all week? Like, talk to me about what you do.
sure. So I only work out 4 days a week. Since I work 3 12s and I work those in a row, I don't usually hit the gym on those days because it's just too much. I'm usually at work from 7 a.m. to like 8 at night. So I just let my body kind of recover on those days
Yeah.
and then I'll go the 4 days that I'm off from the hospital.
Okay, that makes sense. Yeah.
And then um I've kind of gotten it dialed down now. Of course, it takes practice or it takes just like being consistent and just kind of learning how to do it. But I'm pretty consistent with just like meal prepping. So I definitely have like all my meals for like lunch and dinner on those days that I work, especially since I don't have any time to cook. And that's where I see like a lot of nurses and stuff where
Uh,
because they just go for like quick stuff and they're just eating kind of like junk and stuff. And so that's how I kind of like stay on track. And then I'll meal prep again like on my next day off to like keep me going for the next couple of days. Um, and
so
so
you meal prep for work, but then do you meal prep like when you're not working as well? Like, do you have your meals planned the next 4 days when you're not working?
um not I will.
Mhm.
Yeah, I will. Yep, because I'm actually going to be doing a competition in September, so I'm a little bit more stricter right now.
Like a
a,
bodybuilding or bikini or
yeah,
whatever.
a big
Oh,
yeah. Yeah, so right now I'm pretty strict with everything, but normally like, I'm not like super strict on everything. um but like right now I'm a little bit more consistent and like not having all those little extra little treats or like you know what I mean? Like and if I do have treats I usually like do healthy ones.
do you
But
like go to a vegan restaurant with your husband, but then you bring your little bag of chicken and eat it, or do you do that?
no. No.
I've seen people, do that, which is cool. Like, it's cool, right?
Yeah.
They're staying on it. But it's also like this, if you're not stepping on stage, I think it's fine to have those things too sometimes, right? So,
Yes. Exactly. Yeah, like moderation
yeah.
for sure.
Okay, so you meal prep, and that's for your whole family too. Like, you do that stuff like for your whole family. Those 3 days when you're working, you prep for you, and then you have stuff prep for them, or do they they're on their own now? How does that work? It seems like it's so hard to do all that.
Yeah. Yeah. So for my husband, he usually I'll meal prep like I'll do extra like potatoes and rice and veggies, and then he'll usually like he'll figure out like what he's gonna be for his protein and stuff. He'll figure out what he's gonna have. Usually he'll cook himself some salmon or something like that. And
Okay.
then my son, he's here and there. Like he'll eat with us sometimes. So I usually meal prep enough for him as well.
Hmm.
And then, but he's busy. He's an EMT now, so he's
Yeah.
working full time,
Yeah.
and then he's in school. So and then so sometimes he eats out and
Yeah.
stuff like that. So
So with him like working out, was that something that he picked up because he was playing sports, or was that because like, well, mom does it, like dad does it, like how did he get that, you know?
yeah, so he's in growing up, he's done like sports and stuff. But yeah, I think just from us going, like, I brought him into the gym since he was like 8 years old. As soon as I could bring him into the gym, I was bringing him. And so he's not like as consistent, but he does go. So
Like he
and
understands
I try to
he understands the importance of all that.
exactly.
Yeah.
Yeah, he understands the importance of it.
Okay, that's cool. So,
Yeah,
I mean, yeah, I mean, it's always like, if you people would like ask about their kids, and like my response is always like, well, like are you as the parent modeling that behavior, right? If you're doing that
exactly.
behavior, like eating healthy, exercising, like odds are your kid's gonna do it too, right? So
Exactly.
yeah, that's cool. That's cool that you're
Yeah,
doing that. Go ahead.
yeah, when the kids see their parents eating right and exercising, obviously they're gonna, especially starting from a young age, they're gonna be like, well, that's like normal.
Yeah,
The parents that are eating fast food and like doing, I mean, that's just the norm, right? That's just what is normal to them.
yeah. Yeah, that's cool. I
So
mean, if you make it normal, then it's never never an issue. Like sometimes I get to ask that question. I'm like, I don't really have an answer because this is just what we do. It wasn't like I made him eat, salmon. Like he's eating that because like we eat that. Like I think that's just like the answer. And I wish I had a better answer. And maybe your answer's the same too, right?
yeah.
Yes, you can't make them do something. You just gotta do it. So, with this health stuff, are you doing anything like cutting edge? Are you doing anything like different? Maybe like I know the GLP stuff has gotten popular. Like, how does that impact or influence anything that we're doing now?
So I coach from just like a natural standpoint. I believe for long-term health that you need to build a foundation. So a foundation of habits that are going to carry you throughout the rest of your life for longevity. So doing a GLP is not sustainable long term. It's costly. Um, you're going to have to be on it for the rest of your life if you're dependent on it.
Right,
So just building healthy habits, building like a good eating habit, eating whole foods, less processed, exercising, just building it's going to obviously be harder than if you
right, right.
do a GLP, but long term, that's what's going to give you long term results. Um, I know some people kind of like microdose,
Yeah,
but your body, gets used to it and then gets used to the GLP. So sometimes you'll have to do like more of it, or I'm not
yeah,
100% educated in that area because
yeah.
I
I
don't
get
do
it,
it
but
and
I think yeah,
I
like you
don't
said.
promote it,
Yeah,
but
they never change the habit, right? So they're relying on this drug instead of just changing those little habits. In terms
yes,
in terms of the processed food you talked about earlier, is there like a common theme that you've seen or heard, or like people just have like too many Ritz crackers, or they had too much soda? Like, is there like a common one that you see that people can cut out, maybe, or that you've seen they can cut out?
definitely. Yeah, like I see just diabetics in the hospital and like their sugars are just like through the roof, but they can't stop asking for graham crackers and like peanut butter. And
Oh my gosh.
it's like, this is why your blood sugar is so high because, like, yeah, they just, it's addicting. Like those processed foods are addicting, and it like has chemicals in there that want you to eat more of it. Um, so I think it's, yeah, like soda and stuff like that. People are addicted.
Yeah, is that, I
Like
mean, it's a real thing, right? People do
it-
like, I need a soda. Is that like, I mean, I drink a lot of coffee, so what am I to say? But so you do see that a lot where they it's almost like a drug where like they're even while they're in the hospital going through this, they still want sugar. Is that what you're seeing?
yes.
Oh my gosh, that's crazy.
Yeah.
So I mean, I don't know if you do this, but is there like a way like wean them off? You know, if you're doing like, I don't know, nicotine or whatever, you have less and less and less. Is there like a way that you know of, or is there something like that where people like wean themselves off sugar?
Yeah, so I've done that with a client, just like weeding like coffee creamer. So like I had a client who, one of her things was like she liked coffee creamer in her coffee, and so she would just slowly decrease
Oh, cool.
like
Yeah.
the amount of creamer in her coffee till where she didn't even need it anymore.
Oh, well, that's the
So,
way to do
yeah.
it. Cool.
Yeah, so it's not like an all or nothing mindset. It's kind
Yeah.
of just like slowly making little changes. So in my coaching, I we work on like small little goals every week.
Mhm.
So it's not overwhelming. They don't feel like their whole life is changing at once. It's just when they just make simple goals for themselves every week, and they work on those goals, and then once they accomplish that goal, then we work on another goal.
Oh, that's cool.
And
So
so it's just little goals at a
yeah.
time to get them to where they want to be.
Yeah, I think recently I had like Starbucks. I was like, I only drink black coffee, and I had like the pistachio cream coffee, and I drank it. And like, this is so good. Like, I can see
Hmm.
why like people are like addicted to it, but I think like kind of I had those habits now, so I'm like, all right, cool. I had it. I'm cool. Like, yeah, yeah, it tastes good, but I can see how it can be hard for people if that's all they drink all the time, and like outside of that too, it's like it's very expensive. If you're drinking a $7 coffee every day, that tends to add up.
Yeah,
You're,
it does.
so, and I haven't read too much about this too, but like I don't know if like sugar is more addicting than whatever as cocaine or whatever. You've seen some stuff here and there that it is that, it is like it can be addicting as X, I don't know if it's cocaine, but like it seems like, and it seems that way based on what I've seen or what you've seen. It's like very addicting.
Yeah. Yeah, and I think once you kind of train your body and you decrease the amount of sugar intake and stuff, then once your body will start adjusting slowly to those changes, and then um or just like processed food in general, because sometimes like I'll have like a chip or something, or like something processed in a bag, like a cookie or something, and I'll be like, this tastes really weird. Like
Right,
you could
right.
taste the chemicals in it almost. So when like your body's not used to eating that stuff, you can really taste like the chemicals in the food, and or something sugary, it'll be like, whoa, that's super sweet. Like
Yeah, yeah, because
it's like too sweet.
I drink like those like the poppy sodas or whatever,
Hmm.
prebiotic soda, and then I'll drink
Yeah.
regular soda. You're like, holy crap, there's a big difference. Because like, I mostly drink water and black coffee, so even like a poppy is sweet to me.
Hmm.
But then when you go from that to like a regular Sprite, you're like, holy crap, this is crazy. And
Yeah.
yeah, I think like it's more about like you said, education. I don't think people realize that like it is that addicting. Like we don't need that much sweet. Like fruit is like sweet enough, right? And all the other stuff we're
Yeah.
eating is like fruit on steroids. Like, look, this is crazy. Like, I don't know. I mean, your kid's a little bit older now, but like I just know like my kid eats a ton of fruit, and I couldn't imagine like him
That's good.
eating candy, right? Like it's so much sweeter than fruit, and like you probably seen it there where people are eating fruit, they don't like it because it's not sweet enough because you're eating whatever nerds all the time or whatever, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, definitely. That's what I try to teach my son too. It's like if you're having a sweet tooth, your body's probably craving fruit. Like,
Right.
and that'll do it. Like that'll kick your craving. Like if you have a piece of fruit, you'll notice that like that'll kind of kick your like sweet tooth craving.
So like
Just leaving it.
we talked about carbs a little bit earlier. So like from just like a, regular health standpoint, like fruit is okay. Like you said, people are scared of carbs, but like fruit's probably okay to eat from if you're not like diabetic.
Yeah,
Yeah, right.
definitely.
Is there like a favorite one that you like?
Fruit, I like oranges.
Oh yeah.
Oranges, bananas, strawberries, blueberries. I eat ton
Yeah.
of blueberries.
I've been doing this one. It's like chia pudding. So it's like chia seeds, coconut milk, and I put berries in. I let it like soak overnight, and it seems like I'm getting some protein, some fiber, and some fruit. And it's to me, it's very sweet. So
Yeah, chia seeds are awesome. Good, super good.
yeah. So carbs are good now. We understand that. Is there like that is there like one that's made from Mother Nature, maybe that's not as good, or one that might be some that are better, some aren't as good? Is there anything like that that you know of?
As far as carbs go,
Yeah, that's like not processed.
yeah, so I lean towards sweet potatoes, and like brown rice and white rice. Um, those are like quinoa,
Mhm.
um, stuff like that. So those are all to me, they're grown from the ground.
Yeah,
They're not super processed or anything.
yeah,
So I just think like whole foods, if people just thought in that mindset of just like whole food stuff that's grown from the earth,
yeah.
things like that, then
I think that's solid advice because you don't need to be like super smart to understand that. Like, oh, like this gummy worm is obviously not from the earth, right? But
yeah.
but this berry is, or this vegetable is, right? So that's cool. So if you were to have your own farm, let's say
Hmm.
a pretty decent amount of land, like what are some things you would have if you were all you did you weren't a nurse anymore, you were just like a farmer, like what were some things you would have to make it like a holistic or a healthy type of farm?
Um, so greens, I would have like kale, spinach, broccoli, cauliflower,
Mhm.
um, and then I would have like the fruits,
Yeah.
um, like blueberries, strawberries, oranges, avocados, the healthy fats, and then potatoes, um, rice. I don't know how I would do. I'm not really sure how to make rice. Is kind of a different process,
You have like certain
like the
animals.
rice farms.
Would you have like cows, pigs? Would
Oh
you
yeah, chickens. Yeah, cows.
do do you eat any,
Definitely.
do you eat any like exotic meats like bison or anything like that? I know you travel a
Yes.
bit, like what are some like crazy things you've eaten like fruit wise or protein wise when you're traveling?
Um, Nothing really actually too crazy, but I do have like bison in my
Oh,
freezer
cool.
right now. Right now I'm like ground turkey, ground chicken, ground bison. Like those are like really easy for like meal prep and stuff. So,
Where did you get the
but
bison at?
at Costco,
Oh, they have it there? Yeah.
they do. Yeah.
Based on what I know, I don't know, you can correct me if I'm wrong. Isn't bison like it's wild? Like with like cows or beef, they can farm it, right? Like or whatever you call it. But with bison, they have to be like wild. Is that right, or am I mistaken? So they're supposed to eat like because they're supposed to be like wild. So you can't like farm them and feed them grains. They have to be like wild, I think. I don't know if that's true.
I think yeah. Yeah, you're right.
And then
So yeah. So like the meat that I buy, I try to buy it like organic and then grass fed, grass finished. So trying to get away from because if they're eating like corn, that all like 90% of the corn in the US is genetically modified and
right,
it's
right.
sprayed with glyphosate, which is a pesticide. So obviously you're still going to be getting that um, in the meat if that's what they're eating. So I try to stay away, and I'm trying to get into buying my meat from an actual farm.
Yeah. Yeah.
Because there are some
There's local
farms
ones,
out
right?
in,
There's some local ones that do that.
yeah,
But one year, several years ago, we did like a cow share. So me and a
yeah,
buddies, we like bought like a sixth of a cow or something like that, and we just had a ton of meat. We froze, and it seemed like it was better. Um, I know. For me, it tastes a little bit different, and I don't know if you can do this. I'm not sure if I can, but if you were blindfolded and we had like regular beef, and then we had like grass-fed beef, do you think you would be able to like just close your eyes, eat it? Would you be able to figure it out?
yeah.
Yeah.
I would be able to tell.
And then is it
Yep,
like something you tell people too to like eat some of this stuff too? Because I think like if we're not like we're consumers, right? So we're in charge of what they make, right? If we're eating more of this
right.
healthier stuff, they're just gonna make more of it, right?
Yeah. Yeah, so that's one of my goals, that is to try to buy from the farms just because I want to support them, and I don't want to make these like big companies that are like processing like large amount of like meats that even though they say it's organic or it says that it's grass fed finish, it doesn't. Some of it is like it's just if they ate right before they got butchered, they
Right,
ate
right.
like some grass fed. So it's like weird how the rules or the regulations around it. So that's why myself I want to veer, and like there's a company that actually they will deliver, so you can buy your package online, and then they'll deliver to like the Temecula and the Marietta farmers market on Sunday, and then
Oh,
you could just pick it up there.
yeah, that's really cool.
So, or they'll deliver it to your house.
I didn't know that. That's pretty cool. Now,
Yeah, it's
do
called
you
Sage Farms.
stage farms? Okay, I have to look into it. Now, do you guys do like the farmers market as much as you can, or do you just go to like Sprouts? Like what is Roxy to do to feed her family all this good stuff?
I do try to go to the farmers market, or I'll if we're in San Diego, I'll hit up like the fruit stands in like Fallbrook.
Yeah, yeah,
So I try to support the local farmers as much as possible, but obviously, life gets busy and you can't always get to
right.
the farmers market and stuff. So I'll go to like Sprouts,
Yeah.
and they have a good selection of like organic stuff. So
I try to do the same. I try to buy like the organic stuff when I can, especially like vegetables. Like sometimes the meat, if I don't get what I like, I'll just eat it. It's fine. But I think for me, it's like the vegetables have to be organic. I like it freaks me out when it's
me
not.
too.
You know, I gotta make sure because
Same.
I'm just like then I'm like washing it, like especially with like apples, I'm washing it. Like I try to eat. You know, like I don't know if I watched a documentary a while back or something. Ever since then, it was like freaking me out with the glyphosate, right? I'm like, oh, I don't want to be eating.
Yes.
Ever since then, I've been kind of like making sure my stuff's clean and I try to eat, yeah, all that good stuff. So I totally understand.
Especially strawberries because they have the seed sits in that little
Right.
divot. So strawberries I'm super picky with. Or I'll like have to clean them like really good.
Or like, or someone gives you like strawberries and they're like huge. I'm like, all right, this can't be organic. Like, there's no way this is like organic.
Yeah,
You know, so I think you can just
for
tell that
sure.
looking at the fruit too. I mean, just by like, all right, this is like a really big piece of fruit. There's no way it's not injected with steroids or whatever. Now with this
Yeah.
clean eating stuff, with this meal prepping stuff, you go to work. Like, are you the minority in this, or do you ever feel like you get influence, or do you sometimes influence other people by being this way?
Yeah, I think I'm the minority. Um, and yeah, I mean, I have people at work that they ask me and for advice and like stuff like that, um, but yeah, I feel like a lot of them are kind of just stuck in their ways.
Do
So,
you feel like you can influence
yeah,
people by just doing it sometimes rather than talking about it? Do you feel like sometimes that helps? Like, you know,
I
someone
do.
watched you for a year or two, and then they're like, all right, like she can do it for this long. Because sometimes it takes people a long time. They're like, all right, let's just see if she's really doing it. And then this is all they see. You know, I've been working with Roxy for 2 years now. Well, she's real. She's real about this. Like, has there been things where they just changed how they are just from seeing you?
Yeah. Yeah, I have.
That's cool. I think that must be
Yeah.
a thing to be a part of, and you get to help people and all that. So for you,
Yeah,
when
I
you're
really get
like,
joy out of doing that.
no, that's good. I think that's cool too. Like I think it's like it's always that thing where like it's just like being being that thing that you're talking about, right? So easy to tell.
Exactly.
We'll see you doing it. Um, it's a lot easier too. So now with the water, do you do crazy stuff with your water too? Do you do like alkaline water and all that stuff?
No, I mean, I have a reverse osmosis.
Yeah.
And I know that kind of depletes some of the minerals and stuff. I know reverse osmosis is would be awesome. I don't have it, but I mean, sorry, the alkaline water is good. But I don't have it. But I do like electrolyte packets and stuff.
Yeah, I do the same thing. I try to be as much as I can. Even like my wife Kara, she changed like our like water, the shower thing. It's like a special shower head. I don't know if you've seen those. Like it's supposed to filter out the water. So it's like
Yeah. Yeah,
uh,
I've seen this.
we do a lot of that stuff as well. Okay, so you're able to influence people through this stuff. Like if someone wanted this health coaching,
Hmm.
how do they find this? Like, did they find your website, email, like Instagram? How do they elevate with Roxy?
So right now it's just through mainly my Instagram.
Okay.
Um, so I'm in the process of getting board certified as a nurse health coach, and then I'm in the process of like getting a website and all that stuff built right now. So I'm still kind of in the early stages.
Yeah. Yeah.
Um, but yeah, so I have on my Instagram, I have a link that you can apply for the coaching. It's like a questionnaire that you fill out,
Cool.
and then we can kind of just see if like if we're compatible or like if it's something that would, work for
No, it's great. It's
the
cool to learn about all that, that it's like it's a thing now and it will probably become more of a thing. Like you said, it's so simple, just like preventative medicine. And it sucks that you work and you see some of that stuff. You're like, damn, like you're not in here because a car accident. You're in here because of these things that um and I don't know if it's from the education system. I don't know, you know what I mean? I don't know, like, where do we start? Do we have people like you come into a first grade class and just talk about this over and over? Because I think sometimes, like, we know this stuff. Sometimes, like, it's so easy. Like, hey, just, like, not eat like that and you'll be good. And sometimes I feel like,
yeah.
tell people that, and they're like, oh, really? Like, they're, like, so shocked. So,
Yeah, that stuff like goes through my mind all the time, like how, I could help change people's habits. So I think it first comes from the parents,
right.
but then also like teaching kids at a young age like the proper nutrition and how important um food and exercises and stuff like that.
Yeah. But I think
Yeah.
we'll leave with this. I think it's so simple, like you said. I think if people were just to do this, like, I don't want to like knock on anybody, but one of the things I learned was like how would kids crave it if you never gave it to them? Like, how do they know what chicken nuggets are and fries are if they never eat it? Like, you don't just wake up as a human and crave chicken nuggets, right? And if it is up to you as the parent to say, no, we're eating this. Like, I made this. Like, why even give them an option? Like, you're just gonna eat this. You don't need to make kids a separate meal. They don't have a special diet, right? They just eat what you eat, right?
Yeah, and it's not to say that you can't have fries. You can make
Sure.
fries, but you make them at home. You make them with like healthy oils and you make them fresh.
Do you bake yours? How do you make fries? What's your recipe?
Air fryer,
Oh, nice. Yeah,
air fryer, and then I bake as well. The like sweet potatoes and stuff, and they turn out really good. But if
I
really you
think
want the crispier, like
I
the
think
air
it tastes
fryer,
better. You just put some salt in
right?
it, you bake it, or I don't use the air fryer. I just bake everything, and to me, like it tastes um a lot better. It's pretty easy. Like it's not like a lot of time. I think people think it takes a lot of time. All you do is you can even keep the skin on it, whatever, just chopping all
Yeah.
throw them on there. So I don't. I think it's a simple one. Cool. Okay.
Yeah, like I have a chopper that like helps me chop
Yeah,
everything and
yeah.
makes it a little bit simpler. And then I love sheet panning stuff.
Yep, yep.
It just makes it like so simple. And I just toss it with some olive oil, I use like this blend that has salt, pepper, and garlic, and I just toss it in that, throw it on a pan, and boom, I do that with my chicken, my veggies, and like I could do three sheet pans and get it all done at once. And I have,
Three
you
things,
know,
three parts of your
yeah,
oh, that's awesome. Yeah, I never thought about that. I just do like one. I use the toaster oven, but that's a good idea just to have like something that you can just throw it all in there and then you're done. And
yeah, it makes
what
it
that
simple.
20 minutes, if that, right?
Yeah, exactly.
Oh, that's cool. I like that. I'll have to take that. All right. Well, so people get a hold of you through your Instagram and they will click the link, fill out the questionnaire, and get a hold of you for coaching then, right?
Yes.
Cool.
Yeah.
All right. Well, Roxy, thanks for your time.
Well, thank you so much. I really appreciate
Yeah.
your invitation, and I love that you do these talks with people and
Yeah, I just
kind
want
of
to,
get,
I think I see your Instagram, other people's Instagram. I think there's so much more to share out there. And I think it's nice to come from someone who's not an influencer, right? So,
yeah, mine just more just trying to educate people, and you know,
yeah, you're also
there's so much stuff out there, you know.
And then it's also
Um,
better that comes from like a mom type person who's done it, not, you said your age, so I don't need to say it again, but a little bit someone who's not 20 years old doing this. So I think it's like better. It's real advice. So
yeah, for sure.
cool. Well, thanks again. Well, hopefully I'll
You're
see you soon
welcome.
or whatever.
Yeah, definitely. Take care.
Bye.
All right.